Yo, what is going on? Salute to the family. Salute to everybody in the chat pulling up. Thank you so much for coming through and watching our show tonight. I want to say a big shout out to the whole Sports Talk Network, all my brothers, BVO Boxing, TD Sports, Tommy Hill, DubRightSide, who's up here with me right now. We have a great show for the people, all my other brothers who I didn't mention, but we have a great show for you people tonight. Some big topics around the world. Israel and Iran, they are at war right now. We also have the LA protest that we're going to touch on, as well as Senator Alex Padilla and the incident that went down between him and DHS officers at Kristi Noem's press conference. We're going to get into it all, but let me say a big shout out and what's up to my brother DubRightSide. How you doing, Dub?
Man, salute to the young historian, one of the best brilliant minds as far as politics go, a historian in the sport of boxing. Man, y'all make sure y'all show my brother Marky love, man. Salute to my brother MarkyDan, man. Appreciate you having me on tonight, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DubRightSide, some big things going on in the world right now. Israel and Iran are they're not officially at war. The United States and Israel are currently calling it an ongoing operation, but when you firing missiles at each other and you got fighter jets flying over cities bombing stuff and hundreds of people are dying, I call that a war. What's your just your outlook on it right now before we get into the video?
It's interesting to me. It's interesting. I did some research and looked at different perspectives. I'm not there, so I can't say exactly what's happening, right? We've known for a long time that, and I'm just gonna be honest, people may not like my stance on it, but I try my best to tell the truth. We know that Bibi Netanyahu has been out of order for a long time. In my personal opinion, that's just my opinion. We also know that what they call what's their title over in Iran? It's not a
The Ayatollah.
The Ayatollah. Thank you. I apologize. I said that. I apologize.
Hey, you ain't from that part of the world, brother. You good?
But they out of order. You know what I'm saying? We know that they're going to be out of order as well. I've heard that these attacks from Israel. And I want to say this. I got to say this real quick when we talk about Israel. I'm not a fan of Israel. Me personally. No disrespect. Not an anti-Semite, nothing like that. Just not a fan of the state of Israel right now. Individual. I think we'll get to that later. I don't want to get too far into that early. But as far as the attack goes, what it seems like, it do seem like they are very precise. From everything I've heard. At the same time, if Iran would have sent missiles into Israel, it's wartime. So what you sending missiles over there for? Now, I've heard different things, and like I said, all I can do is read up on it because I ain't directly affected or I ain't directly into the conversation. But it just seems like in this situation, Israel, they attacked a bit out of order. I'm hearing that they only supposedly attacked nuclear sites and that the casualties were minor. But you're attacking a sovereign nation. These people have their own thing they got going on, and you sending missiles into their country. I done heard the argument that, well, Iran, they support the Houthis, they support the rebels, Hamas, the different rebel tribes, and those were who were sending missiles and bombs into Israel. So now this was Israel's time to respond. Why escalate war? Why escalate war? And Trump, I'm holding. I got to call Trump out because he was the one who came out and said, "We giving you 60 days to negotiate. On day 61, you allow Israel to attack. You out of order. We didn't vote for this. This ain't what we voted for. You out of order." But I'm gonna get to some of those other points. That's my opening statement. Though. I think it's out of order, and I think that Israel is to blame for it. I think Bibi Netanyahu is out of order. I think that it's disgraceful. At the same time, I think that a deal needs to be made by all these individuals for peace, for peace. And I think Iran need to be included in that deal. And I know a lot of Persian people. Iranians, they're Persians. And I love the Persian women. Shout out to the Persian women. Uh, anyway, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna talk about that later. But go ahead, Mark. I apologize for being long.
Yeah. Before I get into the vid, just my brief outlook and thoughts on this. I agree with you 1,000%. Bibi Netanyahu has been out of order for a very long time. Um, right now, because the entire world has finally decided to hold him accountable, at least in the court of public opinion, for the evil that him and his government are doing to the Palestinian people. Right now, they are, or excuse me, I was about to say they are, because for 2 months they were starving Gaza. They did not let no humanitarian relief, no food, no gasoline for cooking and for heating things. There was none of that going into Gaza. And that's a population of 2 million people, a majority children. So I have believed Bibi Netanyahu and this Israel government. I've called them genocidal thugs many times in the past. But now I can also say that on top of being genocidal thugs, they're mongering megalomaniacs. And Dub, you asked why would Bibi Netanyahu want this? The truth is, Bibi Netanyahu, the last thing he wants is peace. Bibi Netanyahu, before the October 7th attack back in 2023, and when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about back in October 7th of 2023, there was a huge and disgusting terrorist attack by Hamas, who is the current democratically elected government in Palestine and Gaza. There was a huge attack in which over 1,200 Israeli citizens were killed, as well as women were raped. Graped. People were beheaded. Like, I don't stand for none of that, and I don't condone none of that. I think Hamas was wrong, and I think Israel had a right to defend itself in that case. But the reason why Bibi Netanyahu, the last thing he wants is peace, is because before October 7th, he was going to be brought to the Supreme Court of Israel for corruption charges. And while these wars and conflicts are going on, because he is the head of the state and the commander in chief of Israel, he cannot be brought to the courts. So that is why he wants to continue wars. That's why he wants to continue the occupation of Gaza. And now that's why he wants to further escalate things with Iran. Right while Trump was in the middle, at least according to sources within Trump's administration, right while Trump was in the middle of attempting to make a deal. And I'm gonna, before we go into the actual details and the background of the attack, I'm gonna criticize Trump just for a little bit. Trump is the guy who, through the entire campaign trail, said things like, "The Russia would have never invaded Ukraine if I was in office. This is Biden's war." Well, then this is your war, Mr. Trump. Why? I mean, respectfully, he made the decision. I believe. I think it was 20. I think it was 2018. Don't quote me on that. Back in 2018, he made the decision to tear up the nuclear deal that was agreed upon by NATO. All the NATO member countries in Europe as well as Iran, where Iran promised to reduce its uranium deposits by 98%, and that they promised to only enrich their uranium by 3%, which is the amount needed, for nuclear electricity plants. So we had that deal in place, along with strenuous inspection core what's the word I'm looking for? Inspection quotas. Because of Trump ripping up that deal, we are now in this situation. And while I hate to sympathize with Israel, if Mexico, or let's say, no, matter of fact, we've actually been through this before, where Cuba had nuclear missiles, and we were all the way, and JFK took us all the way to DEFCON 2, because we had nukes potentially right there at our doorstep. So I can sympathize with them on that, only on that piece of this. We're gonna get more into this, but this whole thing is out of order. I hope that we continue to stay out of this. This is not our war. We should not be involved in no more wars in the Middle East. Okay, we saw how that. Well, go ahead, Dub, and then I'm gonna start the video. Go ahead.
I disagree a tad bit, and I will say I do agree with the majority of what you said. My whole thing is this ain't Trump war. This is Netanyahu's war. This is Bibi's war. And the same way when they said it was Biden's war, my thing was, no, this is Putin's war. Regardless of, okay, yeah, Trump can say whatever he's going to say. This is these leaders, supposed leaders, out here doing nonsense. And I think we need to call a spade and call these, I want to use the proper language, call these individuals out for being out of order, especially an individual like Netanyahu, who, in my personal opinion, and I want you to play the video, but in my personal opinion, like you just said, should have been brought up on criminal charges with the whole, and people, like I say, hey, shout out to Israel, man. I ain't got no problem with them, but if you're out of order, you're out of order. And we're going to call you out of order. And what they got going on over there right now, it's out of order. It's out of order. And I'm not saying that Iran is this great. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm trying to tell you is negotiations should be taking place continuously. I remember a time, even in Gaza, when Israel, they were the ones who were against the ceasefire. They was against the ceasefire. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all supposed to, what are we doing? So I understand where you come from. I want you to play the video so we can respond to it, because I think it's going to, go ahead.
No, most definitely. And that is a good point, Dub, because I disagreed with Trump when he said those things. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that necessarily this is Trump's war, but I was trying to hold him to the standard of his own words. But you are correct. This is not Trump's war. This is Bibi Netanyahu's decision to launch missiles into Iran. And these ninjas went and hit a nuclear facility. And they said that there's actually contamination in some areas of Tehran, which is Iran's capital. But let's get into the video. We're gonna get more details. Before I play the vid, I would like to say, give me 1 sec. Let me find my fair use.
We do not own the rights to this content. This is for educational purposes only. YouTube, show us some love. We only trying to educate the people, and we will stop the video and report on it accordingly. We just trying to break it down so we have opportunity to let the people know what's going on. That's it. Go ahead. Read your facts.
Most def. I would like to say the videos and articles being reacted to live on stream belong to their respective owners, and we at Democracy 101 #STN and DubRightSide do not claim any right over them. We are reacting for research, educational, criticism, and reporting purposes only. All right, let's get into the vid.
Two longtime adversaries in the Middle East are at war. Massive explosions from an onslaught of Iranian missiles have rocked Israel's largest cities, including Tel Aviv.
The U.S. says it's helping to intercept intercept those missiles, which are retaliation for preemptive Israeli strikes that killed top military officers and targeted Iran's nuclear facilities late last night and into today. That includes a strike on an above-ground...
Go ahead, Dub.
So you're attacking nuclear, or according to this article, you're attacking nuclear facilities, but you're also killing high-ranking individuals in Iran. Imagine Iran
Bruh, Dub, not just high-ranking. The supreme commander of the Islamic Republican Guard. So basically, the head of the Iran's armed forces, they killed him.
So
then
imagine,
they killed.
Imagine they come in and kill Pete Hegseth.
I mean, bro.
The Pentagon, right? He the head of the Pentagon, right?
Imagine if they. You said, imagine if they unalived Hegseth. Yeah. Bro, we would be at war.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying.
So it's like and we're gonna go more into it, but I think they're deciding to launch this attack right now. They think Iran is weak because right now Iran, they having countrywide strikes with their oil workers because Iran is a dictatorship and their oil industry is owned by the government, and essentially you don't have no rights. You can't unionize, you can't do none of that. They will disappear you. So I think either this is going to break Iran or it's going to galvanize the people even more to go after the genocidal Jews who are killing their brethren over in Palestine. But either which way, this is going to escalate into a full-scale war. And let's continue the video. Let's go.
Facility that led to chemical and radiation contamination. That's according to the UN nuclear watchdog agency. Both Israel's brazen attack and Iran's unprecedented response have world leaders concerned that the fighting will only escalate.
As night fell in Tel Aviv,
for those of you who can't see, those are missiles, or who can't see what you're hearing. Those are missiles being launched, and then Israel launching countermeasures to intercept those missiles.
Hey, Marky, just show the clip. You ain't got to show the actual video, but just show the clip of what they're looking at, if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that stuff is terrifying. Like, you can't, like a child trying to live a normal life and go to school, that's impossible. You got rockets flying over your head.
Look at this in the background. That's the smoke right there.
As night fell in Tel Aviv, the protective Iron Dome system worked to intercept incoming Iranian missiles.
That's enough.
Hundreds, according to Iran's state-run
that's enough.
news agency.
Most definitely. But that stuff is, that stuff is really terrifying. And it's heartbreaking because Israel, once again, they just lie like they breathe. They say they only targeted military facilities. Over 300 Iranian civilians died yesterday. So that's just a blatant lie. They launched not only at military facilities and nuclear facilities, they launched into civilian and residential areas. These people just lie like they breathe.
Now I got to ask the question, and I don't know the answer to it, Marky. I think you know better than I do. Were some of these, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, were some of these nuclear sites around civilian areas?
I can't confirm or deny that, DubRightSide. I don't know the answer to that question either. I think that they were very close, though, because I know that one of them...
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I know that one of them was very close to Tehran, which is the capital of Iran. So I know that there's a large population of people living in and around that area.
And the only reason I ask is because with Iran being the quote-unquote state sponsor of Hezbollah, Hamas, right? We've seen with the whole Gaza situation that there were times where they were building military facilities, not in the way that a lot of people, not just literally they were underground, but not like we would think of huge military facilities, but they were building those type of facilities under hospitals, under other structures, right? And that's why I always ask the question, because You never know how individuals are going to move and who they're going to put in harm's way as far as their nonsense go, if that makes sense.
No, yeah. So I think what you're saying is you believe or you're saying you think that Iran, or excuse me, you're saying that you think Israel was targeting those facilities, and it just so happens, or excuse me, you're saying that Iran made the mistake by building those facilities so close to residential areas, and that
No,
maybe they didn't think that
I
Israel
think
would
they did it
strike
on
them.
purpose. I think they did it on purpose.
Who,
The same,
Iran or Israel?
no, I think Iran built those facilities where they built them at on purpose because if you were to attack that facility, then it creates a humanitarian crisis. And I'm just being honest. If I'm fighting somebody who got more firepower than I got, the way I'm gonna look at it is, and it's a sick way to look at things. Shout out to my brother Free in the building. Shout out to BVO. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gas is in the building. Picasso. In my mind, the way I would run things is because they got more firepower. I need to put my stuff where they can't hit it, and you can't hit it when it's around all these civilian individuals. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a flaw on both sides of it, but I think it goes into war and how civilians end up as casualties of war for no reason whatsoever when they have nothing to do with it from both sides.
I definitely hear what you're saying, bro. I definitely hear what you're saying, and I don't think Iran is innocent at that at all. Um, Now we're gonna get more into it. I can't 1,000% confirm or deny that those facilities were near residential areas, but I do know from the reports I've read that upwards of 300 Iranian civilians had died in those strikes from Israel. But let's continue the video.
We can't hear it. We can't hear
Launched
it.
in revenge.
There we go. There we go.
The damage, devastating, and unlike any Israel had seen in years. Last night, the sky above Tehran glowed red, and buildings below were set ablaze, as Israel carried out a punishing wave of what it called preemptive strikes on military leaders, nuclear facilities, and nuclear scientists in Iran. Part of an assault Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said was years in the making to prevent a nuclear-armed Iran.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat.
Israeli strikes last night and today.
A
Yep.
warmonger at its finest.
This will continue for as many days as it takes.
You didn't even give a time frame of this is what we're looking to do. This is when we're looking to finish this. Now we're gonna do this as long as we need to. That's warmongering at its finest. And the craziest thing for me, Israel, where do they get their weapons from? The United States.
Yep.
And I've always been very critical of the military-industrial complex. Very critical of them. And now we're listening to the individuals say, now we're going to keep doing this. We'll keep buying weapons. Y'all just keep supporting us. That's it. Just keep supporting us. All right. Go ahead, Mark. I apologize. But
No, I was
on.
gonna pause it right there for you. I agree with everything you said. He's a war. It's just like what Fred Hampton talks about. These people are warmongering megalomaniacs. This man said it right there. We're gonna do this for as many days. He didn't even necessarily lay out the strategic end goal or what would be the final victory for Israel, which I'm assuming, I don't know, because like I just said, he didn't say it. I'm assuming it's gonna be a deal with Israel as well as the United States to prevent Iran from having a nuclear program. But this guy, Bibi Netanyahu, he needs to I can't even say he needs to get the hell up out of here, because his entire parliament, or I forget the name that they the exact name they have for it over there in Israel, but his entire party is completely behind him. They support the bloodshed. They support it 1,000% all the way. And what I'm really gonna be curious to see in the next coming months, as this war continues to escalate, you had a lot of Republicans excuse me. I'm not gonna say Republicans because I think it's bipartisan support for Ukraine, or excuse me, I think you support for Ukraine is bipartisan. But you have a lot of Trump loyalists who have been calling for us to stop giving weapons to Ukraine. Are we going to stop giving weapons to Israel?
We
Because
need
these
to
people are out of order.
we need to stop giving them weapons immediately. That, we've
And
already
one more thing, Dale. My bad. I'll let you go. One
no,
more
you
thing.
good.
At least in Ukraine's case, Ukraine is defending itself. They were invaded. Israel makes the first move. They bomb these people and kill civilians, and potentially set off a humanitarian crisis, like you said, by attacking these nuclear facilities.
That's not
Full
all the way
stop.
true.
Good.
It's not all the way true. Only reason it's not all the way true is because they still say that, and I think we would all agree, Iran, they do use Hamas, Hezbollah as proxy fighters. You know what I'm saying? And because they support them, and the whole situation, what is it, October 7th, something like that. Don't get me, if I said it wrong,
No, you said it correct. That's the date of the attack.
But because of that, I wouldn't say they necessarily started it. But at the same time, my thing is I'm looking and what's interesting to me, I always say, and you've heard me speak on Trump a lot. You've heard me speak on what I believe he could do, right? One of the things I stood very strong on is, I think that he's our best chance for not having a war. And what I'm watching right now, after, the 60 days, he gave Iran 60 days to make a deal. 61, Israel starts attacking. My problem is this. So what you're saying is if you ain't going to make a deal, we're going to attack you? Ain't nobody signed up for that. Ain't nobody signed up for that. I didn't. Sanction the hell out of them if you need to. Do whatever you... Don't attack them. And then I need to see the response here because, Mark, I think you made a great point. It seemed like he's backing Netanyahu. I've never been a fan of Netanyahu, me personally. Never been a fan of him. I think, like I said, warmonger at his finest. I'm looking forward to hearing what somebody like a Tulsi Gabbard says in this situation, right? I'm looking forward to hearing what different individuals say because you can't support this. And if you are supporting it, in my personal opinion, you're out of order. You're out of order. And you're looking to start some shit that don't need to be started. Go ahead, Mark. I apologize for being mad once again.
No, but my brother Pittsburgh T, he says it right here. I mean, Israel, they're not, at least on the Palestine side, they're not at war. They blow up hospitals. But I'm gonna read the whole comment. Israel has 3 different wars going on right now where they play victim and act like they being attacked. They stack civilians. I think he's saying they attack civilian cities constantly. That's not war. They blow up hospitals. These people are. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't see no difference between Bibi Netanyahu and Saddam Hussein. They're both extremely authoritarian. They're both genocidal, and they both attack sovereign nations. There's no difference between them in my mind.
I see
the only difference between these two people are Israel has nukes, and not only that, Israel, they're predominantly Jewish instead of Islam. At least Saddam Hussein didn't have no nukes when we went over there and unalived him. Go ahead, and then I'm gonna play the video. Go ahead.
I see a huge difference. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, regardless of what you think about Hassan
Saddam Hussein.
Thank you. Saddam, say his name for me one more time.
Saddam Hussein.
Hussein. Whatever you think about him, I do know that the brother, he did fight for his people. I don't even think this is. I don't think it's Benjamin Netanyahu fighting for his people. I think this is he has a larger goal in mind, I think he's been wanting this to do things like what he's doing now. And the craziest thing, I want to ask you this, Marky, before you play the video. I want to ask you this: did you think it was interesting? I seen a clip where Putin came out and said he don't mind being a part of the mediations for a ceasefire in this situation. Did you find it interesting like I did?
Not really, just for the simple fact that Iran and Russia are pretty much linked. Iran provides them with a lot of uranium as well as oil, and
Oil.
Russia provides them with weapons.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case.
How can you come out and say you want to be parts of a ceasefire talk when you ain't got no ceasefire in your own with the own war you got going on?
I mean, I don't think, and I hear a lot of people saying that Ukraine is going to lose the war. I don't agree. I think what Russia is doing right now is not sustainable. They've lost between 750,000 to 975,000 people in just 3 years of war.
They got 10
Okay.
times the amount of people that Ukraine got.
No. That's true, DubRightSide. But when you are pushing propaganda that this is a special operation and that this was supposed to only be done in 3 days, then it turns into 3 weeks, then it turns into 3 years, and then on top of the fact, defense spending is up 40%. Okay, in Russia, either you're really poor or you're really broke, and there's a lot of people, or excuse me, the vast majority in Russia are really broke. You're going to see revolutionary sentiments start really soon if Putin does not achieve his objectives in Ukraine by the end of 2026. That's what I think. But we getting off into a whole different topic. Let me continue.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. I just thought that was
You're good.
interesting. I thought that was interesting. Go ahead.
By the way, do you have a Pittsburgh T's contact? I want to send him the link. I think he has some great thoughts.
Just drop the link in the chat, and then I'll put the link on my side too.
Hey, salute to my brother, No Evidence 340 from my homeland.
Shout out to No Evidence in the building, man. Salute,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hey, we got great brothers in the chat, man. Hey, people love the political talk. That's what we got to do.
Hey, Pittsburgh T, hit the link. Only Pittsburgh T, hit the link.
Did you drop it?
Yeah, I just dropped it. But let's continue with it for now.
I'm gonna put it on my side too. And hold on, hey Marky, real quick, drop your link in the chat so I can put it. You know what I'm saying? So the people can go follow you.
Most of. I'll do that right now. But let's continue the vid.
They hit multiple sites across the country, among them nuclear targets, several of Iran's main enrichment facilities at Natanz and Fordo. Ballistic missile sites at Shiraz and Kermanshah were also hit. Other strikes took out key leaders, including Mohammad Bagheri, the military's commander-in-chief, and General Hossein Salami, chief of the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Tehran deployed a swarm of more than 100 drones overnight, which the IDF says it shot down. And Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, warned of severe...
And I'm just going to pause it for a second. And you don't have to comment, Dub. I just want to pause it for a second, then we'll keep playing it. But the person coming up, that's going to be Iran's dictator, essentially. He's their supreme leader, Mr. Ayatollah. I don't have great things to say about him either. I think he is a fascist and an authoritarian. But right now, he has complete political and military control of his country. And he is going to respond like all dictators and strongmen do. Let's continue.
Punishment, a message echoed by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian.
The Iranian nation and its officials will not remain silent in the face of this crime. The Islamic Republic of Iran's legitimate and powerful response will make the enemy regret its foolish actions.
The U.S. response to the strikes evolved over the hours. In a late-night statement, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said, quote, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran. But this morning, President Trump told multiple reporters the U.S. knew an Israeli attack was coming, warning in one interview that there is, quote, more to come, a lot more, and in another saying that Iran, quote, should now come to the table to make a deal before it's too late. In 2018, during Trump's first...
So before I continue, and they're going to go into Trump tearing up the 2018 agreement, but what do you think of that? React to those comments from Trump just real quickly.
Say it again?
No, no, no. I was just saying, react to the comments from Trump real quickly. They're about to talk about him tearing up the 2018 agreement. But what do you think of him saying now that Iran needs to come to the table immediately? Him saying that we knew this attack was coming, which to me essentially throws water on Marco Rubio, who said that this was unilateral. Israel did this by themselves. We had nothing to do with it, and we had no intelligence going in.
So just because and I think both things can be true. We knew it was coming. We didn't have anything to do with it, but we knew they were going to do it. And the second thing is man, make a deal. One thing I agree with Trump is, at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to make a deal. I may not get everything I want him to do. You may not get everything you want him to do. But get what? Make a deal. And even and this is why when I brought up earlier, the things that happened over with Saudi Arabia, or when me and you were talking behind the scenes, excuse me. But the things I brought up with Trump making a deal with certain individuals, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. Trump finally, it seems like a deal is made with China now. Man, make a deal. And when you make deals, one thing is that I think more people in this world, and I think me and you would agree, more people in this world, we feel like, man, I'd much rather be a part of trying to figure out economics than war. I think most sound people that sound of mind would say, I would much rather be talking economics than war. And make a deal, man. Make a deal. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You may not feel you're gonna get everything in your best interest, but it's much better than going to war, in my personal opinion. But I can't speak for these people. And if this is how they look at it, and they saying, no, you're trying to take advantage of me, and I'd rather fight you than take, okay, that's on y'all. I just disagree with it. And at the end of the day, man, make an economic deal. And I agree with that piece from Trump. But when he comes out and says, we know this was going to happen, well, and like I said from the beginning, he said, we give you 60 days to make a deal. If you don't, then we're going to see what happens. And he said, well, we knew that if a deal wasn't made, that Israel, they're going to do what Israel going to do. So I think two things can be true at the same time.
No, absolutely. And my brother Pittsburgh T in the back, I'm gonna let him. Well, after we play a little bit more of the video, I'm gonna let him give his thoughts. But well, first off, Pittsburgh T, how you doing, brother?
Shout out to my brother.
Good, brothers. Good. Y'all covered it. Appreciate y'all.
Man, you know what it is, bro.
No, absolutely. Before you go, Pittsburgh T, I don't know if you just heard that couple of quotes from Trump as well as Marco Rubio, but this I mean, if this forces Iran into a deal, then I say good. I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't our war. We're not going to be sent over there. And even though I'm not happy about lives being taken, because it's like you say, Dub, I would much rather be trying to figure out an economic situation than war. We can lose money and get it back. An economy could collapse and bounce back. You cannot get back human life. And what's going to happen from that is even more hatred towards Israel and the Jews. I mean, there has never been much blood. There has never been much to be said between Arab nations and Israel in the past 70 nations without war and bloodshed. So, I mean, I would wish and hope that Bibi Netanyahu and the Israeli government, they would be pushing more towards an economic and diplomatic solution to this. But, hey, I mean, that we not in that we not over there, like you said, and these are not our interests.
And one thing, Marky, and then I'm gonna let my brother Pittsburgh go. I listened to Trump say one time, man, these are wars that's been fought for at least hundreds of years, possibly thousands, but at least hundreds of years. These are the same conflicts that's been fought. Man, let's let that stuff go. We done move past that. You got your religion, I got mine. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But let's move beyond the bare minimum. And at the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're a good person. Regardless of what your religion is, that don't make, just because you have a certain religion don't make you a bad individual. And it's been so long that these wars have been fought that, man, at some point in time, give this stuff up, man. Respectfully. I know you dug in, but give some of this stuff up because it ain't worth the loss of life no more. It ain't worth that.
Yeah, go ahead, Pittsburgh T. Then we're gonna play the video.
Salute, good brothers. This is one of those long-standing videos that need to be done. These people in Israel, they are thugs. They are war criminals. Bibi Netanyahu has been brought up already on criminal charges within his own country. They actually changed the constitution when he re-won the election after he created that Gaza war. Because of the way that their constitution is written, he should be arrested. But once they created that war, like any good war criminal, he went in there and changed the rules. And as far as the international body, they've already said that there's war crimes, and they've already made mention of that.
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely.
So, and then the other part, and the other part of that is this: Gaza. As far I don't know, people probably don't even know this. Gaza has not allowed international reporters in there in months. So everything that you're getting out of Gaza is an official report that's coming from Israel, where they're respinning that. They do not let any international reporters there. So the reporters that are reporting, they're getting a secondhand account because they are not allowed to be there. The one agency that had reporters there, they shut it down, literally. And they kicked out any international reporter. So anything that's going on in Gaza, that's a secondhand report that's being filtered from Israel. That's all you're getting. And they are also with the West Bank. Let's look at the wars real quick. They got Gaza that's going on. They have the West Bank that they're doing, and now this one. And even in this one, the lie that they portrayed is that they were days away from coming up with nuclear weapons. That's what they said, right? I can show you a report coming from the White House where the Secretary of Defense last year said the same thing. Same thing. So like all of this stuff is propaganda. I don't get it with these presidents, why they so weak when it comes to Israel. While you'll see these idiots come up and when they have a next congressional meeting, they'll have on their lapel, they'll have an Israel flag on their lapel. I ain't never seen Netanyahu have no American flag on his lapel. I ain't never seen no American flag fly in the background of Netanyahu when even the president go there. I mean, I think it seems like we work for them. It don't even seem like we know ally.
I got
before you go, Dub, just quick point I want to add to Pittsburgh T's point, because they let reporters into Gaza, but they have to go with the military, so they're not free and independent to go where they please and report on all the war crimes that's going on in Gaza. So they have to go with military escort, and reporters have been fired upon with live rounds by the IDF, which is the Israel Defense Force, for straying away. So go ahead. I just wanted to add that point to Pittsburgh T's point. Go ahead. And before you go, Dub, there's somebody in the background, AC. AC, I'll bring you on later, but go ahead, Dub.
All I was gonna say is Pittsburgh. I got a theory on everything that you just said as far as why presidents of the United States are so weak toward Israel. I have a theory on that, but it's for a conspiracy show because I don't have any evidence. I just got a theory. That's it. But we definitely gonna cover that on the conspiracy show coming soon. My apologies, Marky. Go ahead.
No. I love to hear your thoughts. But AC, let me see your face, brother, because I don't know you. Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you on for the second topic, but for right now, we're gonna finish out this video, AC. Okay? Let's go.
First term, he pulled out of the 2015 Obama-era nuclear deal that severely restrained Iran's nuclear fuel enrichment and stockpiles. In recent months, the Trump White House, led by envoy Steve Witkoff, restarted that effort, holding multiple rounds of talks with Iran to restrict their nuclear program. After After huddling with national security staff in the Situation Room, the president told Axios, quote, maybe now they'll negotiate seriously. A sixth round of talks was scheduled for this Sunday in Oman. U.S. forces, in the meantime, are pivoting in preparation, repositioning military resources in the Middle East in ships, jets, and ramping up security at regional bases. Bracing for what comes next as two old adversaries begin a new war.
All right, that's the end of the video. But before you brothers go, I'm gonna just say, Israel, like I've been saying this entire time, out of order. I do not think that if we're gonna be criticizing, if we're not going to, or excuse me, if we're gonna take the sentiment that we should not be sending military aid to Ukraine, we do not need to be sending military aid to Israel. This is their war that they started on their own by themselves. So I think that they should put on their big boy pants and fight this out by themselves.
I don't think anybody up here would disagree with that. I've said from the beginning, I don't know, first off, I don't know why we sending missiles and bombs to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe that's part of your economy, but I think we can find different ways to export things than missiles and bombs. And I've always been against the military-industrial complex. I live in a town where the military-industrial complex thrives at. Norfolk Grumman. Well, really, Norfolk Grumman is the biggest one here. But at the same time, my thing is that ain't our lane. We got much more to provide than anything else. So all that selling of weapons and supporting Israel, it's crazy that Israel get a gold or what they call it. Is it the Golden Dome? What's the dome called that they got that pick off missiles?
Yes,
Yeah,
Golden
the
Dome.
Golden Dome. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that they got one and we ain't got one. How that work? And so all I'm saying at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that I disagree with supplying all these countries with weapons. I understand the individuals that we're dealing with, so I know what I agree and disagree with don't mean too much. But at the same time, man, damn these folks, man, and respectful, damn Israel, because what has Israel done for the United States? Nothing. And okay, if you want, man, these people start more wars and start more conflict than anybody else. All I'm saying is go ahead. If you don't support them, okay, let's support them to the point that we're gonna make deals on their behalf, and it ain't gonna be no war. But once they start launching bombs and all that kind of stuff, once all that start happening, man, that ain't got nothing to do with us. And to keep supporting it is ridiculous, in my personal opinion.
Go ahead, Pittsburgh T.
I mean, but what's the deal? I don't know what deal they're trying to get. Like, that's the other part I'm confused at. Like, they'll start a war, they'll blow something up, and then they'll say this is the reason why, right? Look at Gaza. They said it was the reason why because they took the hostages. Cool. So why are you taking land? Why are you occupying and taking more land from places if it's about hostages? And you killing hostages yourself. So the things that they say, it's always contradictory of what they're actually doing. So we have to remember that. And most of these countries, and primarily ours, we are just an extension leg with propaganda. We just say whatever they say. And it's crazy. And you got to remember, too, the biggest problem is that Israel was established by the United States. So that's the whole reason for the beginning of the whole thing. Like, we just established that and made that region. And if you look at the map from when it was established, somebody go find the map when they established Israel and look at the size of it and look at the size of it now. And you tell me that's about some ethnic war or something. No, that's about them taking resources and land from people and kicking people out. And that's what they constantly been doing. Whatever excuse they want to use, that's what that is. And I just don't understand how we so weak dealing with them.
Nah, and Pittsburgh T, to add on to what you just said, because you always bring great points, but when Israel got, or excuse me, when they were given that land by the British and the Americans, because the Allies pulled out of Palestine, because the entire land was Palestine before Israel went there. For anybody that doesn't know about this stuff, look up the Nakba. They went in there and genocided and displaced over 700,000 Palestinians. And you can find interviews from Israeli soldiers from the time where they're laughing about how they machine gunned entire families and villages. So these people, I don't like to add on to what you said. I don't know why we support them. I don't know why we support them. And I said it earlier. I don't see no different. Actually, there's a big difference, but I don't see no difference between Saddam Hussein and Bibi Netanyahu. The only big difference you can see is Netanyahu actually has nuclear weapons. So
Yeah, but
we
Saddam wasn't
need to,
like, but brother,
we need.
Saddam wasn't like him though. Saddam was completely different, bro. He actually took care of his people, bro. That ain't what this dude doing, man. That ain't this.
I mean, he taking care of his people by he's taking care of his Jewish people. He's taking care of his Zionists by clearing out Muslim neighborhoods in Jerusalem, where they had the Green Line established. Now they just done away with that. The Green Line was essentially an agreement where they agreed, okay, this is Palestinian area in more so into the interior of Israel's land, which is in Jerusalem. They've done away with that. And now essentially what you see is a lot of gentrification, where dozens of Israeli and Jewish families are moving in, and they're tearing down mosques in the area, and they're kicking Muslims out of their homes. Like, these people are sick, and I don't know why we support them, but yeah, man, we're gonna just pray for peace. We're gonna just pray for that situation. We gotta move on. Dub, you were right. We spent a whole hour on that topic, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move
Let me
on
just say
to
one last. Let me
Hey,
just
I
say
tell
one
you
last thing,
every
if I
time.
could.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Patrick.
One last thing, a little slight difference I vary from you. Saddam Hussein actually had a green book where he believed in taking care of his people. He believed housing was a right, medical was a right. And the way that we conducted, if you look at those bombs, when we bombed that area, we took out the hospitals, we took out the water supply. We did all of that stuff. So Saddam and this guy, they're not the same. Saddam actually was with the people trying to do what we see this new African guy trying to do, get people together, and they had made their own currency, which was the dinar or something like that. It was a gold bar where they went and negotiated, tried to renegotiate the oil.
Omar Gaddafi.
He was with Gaddafi and them. They were together. So if you look at the irony of that, those two guys together, they got rid of both of them at the same time for different reasons, but it had to do with oil and greed. So that ain't had, like, the thing that I just want to say, and I'm bringing all that up to say, the thing that they make it seem like it's just like this dire thing with nuclear weapons, that ain't what these people concerned about. They don't care nothing about that. Like, you know how many we gotta stop falling for that, because we gotta look at how many countries actually got nuclear weapons. We the only country to actually use nuclear weapons in another country. Us.
Yeah.
We the only ones. So what are we talking about?
Go ahead, Dub, and then we're gonna move on to the next video before we hit 9:30. Go ahead.
No. I just told you. One topic take an hour and a half. Go ahead.
Yeah. My brother Dub was speaking facts on that. We take forever on one topic, but we're gonna move on to the protests. There's this video it's about 4 days old, but it covers the protests in Los Angeles. But the protests have spread around the country. Unfortunately, there was a few days of violence where protesters, I'm gonna call them rioters, anybody that tries to use violence to get their point across, especially on the streets, and you try to apropos it as your but my main thing is I don't like violence, period, especially when we are not at the stage yet where we're in an autocracy like an Iran or an Israel. We as the people, we still have different things that we could use to hold the government accountable, such as our voices, such as our vote. And when you do stupid stuff, such as set cars on fire or throw rocks at police officers and federal agents, you lose your right to vote. You become a felon. So man, some of these people are just idiots. I support peaceful protests 1,000%, but some of the things I'm seeing are not right. And we're gonna get more into I don't agree with how Trump federalized the National Guard, but we're gonna get more into that. Y'all go ahead and Dub, go ahead. Then I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh T. Go ahead.
Well, this is my thing right here. I agree 100%. You got your right to protest. But I remember when this happened, and I know y'all gonna say, well, it was no, it's the same thing. I remember when the George Floyd BLM protest went on. Even back then, I was looking and watching in certain states, certain counties. You got bricks, pallets of bricks being put out there, right? Now, if you want to go protest, march, hold signs up, you realize your voice, I ain't got no problem with it. When stuff started being on fire, and we got a reporter sitting there talking about what a peaceful protest with shit on fire in the background. What I'm trying to tell you is I don't believe you. And in this situation, is in Atlanta, I seen this in Atlanta. Atlanta had a peaceful protest. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether I agree or disagree, that's a whole nother story. But they had it was peaceful. Nobody wasn't burning nothing down. And then it got nighttime and folks started looting and raiding, all type of things. Ain't no way we can't criticize and say that, wait a minute, this ain't peaceful. You're protesting, yeah, but now you're burning stuff, you're doing the willies. I done seen all type of videos, stuff, all type of buildings being on fire, folks looting. That ain't what protesting is about. And in my personal opinion, I'm gonna just be honest. Well, I'm always honest anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I believe that this was calculated. Bricks don't get placed, cinder blocks don't get placed in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Will we disagree with that? Will anybody disagree with that?
No, I agree. No.
So when I'm seeing these pallets of bricks and cinder blocks, cars on fire, folks up standing up, what are we doing? What are we doing? The ICE agent is interesting because the conversation I want to always have, because I done heard a lot of people say that Donald Trump, by sending the ICE agents in, escalated, and Mark, I know you want to get to how the court came back and said that the National Guard can't go in, right? Or block the National Guard from going in. My thing is well, when folks doing all this crazy stuff, you know, you got mayors telling the police officers to stand down. What you want to happen? Just let them burn it up? Just let them take the city over? Man, we a country of rule and law. Whether I like it, there are tons of laws that I think are wrong. I think you should be able to smoke weed in the United States. I think it's much better than alcohol is. But in certain counties, certain states, that ain't legal. And you're going to get arrested. That's the rule of law. You got to follow the laws of where you're at. And so now we're allowing these folks to go out here, burn stuff down. The police standing down. And then when Trump say, well, send the National Guard in to quiet this shit down, man, we got to get some order around here. And y'all know I'm about order. Y'all know how I am. We need, hey, you out of order. We need order around here. And they was out of order. And now all of a sudden we should be criticizing him? This is ridiculous. Man, we should be criticizing Gavin Newsom and the lawmakers of that state of California. And now we just see this thing spread, but it ain't nearly as what we've seen. We be seeing burning the cars. We ain't seen that. So all I'm saying is you gotta maintain order at some level. And if we gotta bring the military in to maintain level because these folks so out of order, well, that's on y'all. Stay in order. Stay in order. Folks burning the flag, shout out to Casey Boy, burning the flag, waving the Mexican flag. Man, this is America. If you want to wave the Mexican flag, go back to Mexico, brother. Respectfully. This is America. Hold on. So all this sympathy for these, no, and no. I think Trump did the right thing. Nah, we need order around here. And if you're not gonna put order in your city, we're not gonna let these people get terrorized. These people businesses be burned down. We're not gonna let. We're not seeing it happen already. We can't just keep allowing this to happen. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but before and salute to my brother Pearl coming on the panel. Before I let you go, Pittsburgh T, then I'm gonna go to Pearl. Well, the thing I just wanted to touch on because Dub said it. I'm gonna be doing a live on it tomorrow. But the federal courts, the federal district court in California, I'm not sure. I think it's the 9th district. They essentially came out and ruled that the way how Trump federalized the National Guard was illegal because you have to. Because number one, they ruled that what's going on in Los Angeles is not an insurrection and it's not an armed rebellion. So those are the only two, or excuse me, I think there's a third case, but there's 3 cases in which Donald Trump could federalize the National Guard without Gavin Newsom's
The Supreme
not consent, but without Gavin Newsom's advice or without tuning him in. But
I bet the Supreme Court overturned it. The Supreme Court gonna overturn their ruling.
Well, we'll see. But an appeals court for the time being blocked that, and they're gonna come back to court on Tuesday to hear both sides' arguments. So my whole thing is I just don't, and I agree with you because some of the stuff I was seeing is out of order, like you like to say. I don't agree with none of that burning stuff down and then turning cars over or throwing bricks and rocks at cars and federal officers. To me, that's just stupid. And I don't think and while I agree that some of the things I've been seeing from the ICE officers, such as waiting outside of Home Depot, going into schools, asking for people, stopping people, asking for their ID, I don't agree with none of that. But at the same time, I don't think we're at the place yet where our resistance has to be an armed resistance. Okay, like I said, we still have the courts. Okay, and if you're upset about maybe your family getting snatched up, the Supreme Court has affirmed all people's right to the 5th Amendment. And we've seen that Abrego Garcia, as well as another man from Guadalajara, has been brought back. So our court system has not been lost yet. We are not at the place yet where we need an armed uprising. And even if we were at that place, I mean, throwing rocks at police, bro, you stupid. They're gonna come, they're gonna beat you over the head, and then they're gonna handcuff you and drag you away and throw you in a hole. Like, that's just stupid. Anytime you resort to violence, you lose on the field of political discourse and political ideas. But go ahead, Pittsburgh T, and then I'm gonna go to Pearl and we're gonna play the video.
As far as this immigration go, I think it's been confused to most people, but they do not understand the difference between illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. There is a distinct difference, and what Trump and the whole election has been about illegal immigrants. So what happens is it all gets mixed up in the pot, and it's just done with fear and propaganda. And we're seeing that with the California thing, but they're just acting like they just run around just grabbing up anybody. That's not what happened. And you can always have a couple isolated cases where individuals that work for these agencies do dumb stuff. Just like we got individuals in the military doing dumb stuff. We got individuals in the police force doing dumb stuff because they are human beings. But that is not the policy. Policy is to deport illegal immigrants, not legal immigrants, illegal. So that is a distinct difference, number one. Number two, as far as the LA stuff is going on, the police chief came out and said they were being overrun. He said that before the National Guard was even deployed. So the idea that Gavin Newsom and them could get up there and say that they did not need the National Guard when the man in charge to restore law and order is saying that they are being overrun is insane. Like the politics of this stuff has gotten so messy and so diluted, and it's like bits and pieces of reality that we have to dissect this stuff. And people want to be on the side, I get it. But right is right and wrong is wrong because we have to establish some kind of law and order. And if you look at that most viral video of the sheriff in Brevard County saying what would happen in Florida, if you came there with that foolishness, that's the same county, if I'm not mistaken, that the Trayvon Martin situation happened. And if you look at those protests and you look at these, there's a distinct difference because of the way that the police force acted. They did not tolerate all that stupidness. Man, you could try to do that if you want to. It wasn't going to turn out for you good. So some of this politics of this stuff is so messy and it's so diluted that people don't even understand the real issue that they should be protesting about. Now, if you want to protest deportation, go right at it. I mean, I don't agree with you, but go right at it. But at least understand the difference between legal immigration and illegal immigration, because that is a distinct difference. If people just start bringing up stuff and they don't understand the difference.
All right, go ahead, Perlito. I think you're from out there in that Cali area, so
Yeah,
you might
Los
have a
Angeles,
perspective on
California, homie.
Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
to
Yes,
my
sir.
brother Puro. Hey, I always gotta say Puro. I
What?
didn't get a chance to go back and watch the video all the way through, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's just the you know the usual boxing goofiness, bro. Yeah, watch it, but it's funny. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like, yeah, I'm here. So like, I don't know, Pittsburgh, where you stay at? Do you stay over here in California?
Nah, right now I'm in Miami.
Okay,
In the
yeah,
Miami area, so we ain't putting up with that.
The exact opposite is happening over here, bro. Like literally, it's been mostly peaceful, and over here they're like literally detaining U.S. citizens, like literally showing them their IDs and saying that it's not valid. Like literally, like it's crazy over here, bro. It's like Donald Trump's like, but Donald Trump is using this as theater. Like he says, his spending bill is like everything is falling apart for him. He has to have some type of distraction. But over here in California, especially in Southern California, it's nuts, man. Like literally, United States citizens are getting snatched up, and this is ain't even about legal and illegal immigration. And to be honest, in my opinion, and like most rational people, it never has been. Not for this presidency, and not for this for these MAGA crowd. But over here, it's crazy. So like at the end of the day, like you were saying, Dub, that you're for law and order, bro. Like literally, like they're like literally like Donald Trump just being in the presidency goes against like that statement, bro. Yeah, and also like literally our country was founded on protesting and stuff, and protesting by any means if there's an injustice, you know, keep it peaceful or whatever. So like you saying like people waving their flag should go back to Mexico, that literally goes against what this country was like founded upon, to be honest, bro. But I mean, everybody's got their opinion. It's a dumb motherfucking opinion, but yeah, it's an opinion. Go ahead.
So you telling me, Piro?
hold on, Dub. Hold on, Dub. No, I'm gonna let you respond.
No, this is my brother.
Sorry, Marky, go ahead.
I'm hosting the show tonight. But I'm gonna let you respond. But Pearl, you made some great points. I just want to let D Free get in here quick because we spent a long time on this. Go ahead, Free.
Nah, what's going on? I appreciate y'all having me up. The thing is, I agree with what everybody is saying, and the problem is, Donald Trump created this chaos. He created this chaos, and he's trying to get the National Guard to get it under the control because it's a bad problem out there right now. And I've been watching it on different platforms and seeing the chaos that's going on out there. And I understand he might have went about it the wrong way by deploying the National Guard, but at some point you got to get things under control before it gets worse than what it is. But I understand what he was trying to do, but there was a better way that he could have done it. And he created this entire chaos. And this is what happened when you don't put the right plan in action. You just put a bunch of people in a situation where they pretty much have control to do whatever they want to do. It was pretty much, they go find the illegal immigrants by any means necessary. It wasn't a controlled atmosphere where you can go out here and find these individuals with a controlled atmosphere. It was just pretty much you go out and you go find who the legal immigrants is and bring them back, and we'll deport them out of here. And so when you have that, this is what happens. You have a bunch of guys and a bunch of women that are not going for it, and it's going to create more problems throughout this term that he got going on until he get everything under control. So you know what? We gotta step back and we gotta come with a better plan, because it was good in what we was trying to do, but this ain't the right way to go about it. And so I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. They're going to have to fall back and come up with a different strategy, because right now it's just a bunch of people out here doing stuff and they not going about it the right way. And so they gotta step back and come up with a different strategy.
And see, this is why.
Yeah, go
Marky,
ahead and respond very
ask,
quickly. Go ahead and respond very quickly, Dub. Then we got to play the video. Go ahead.
I would ask for you to let me go. Well, anyway, Pierre, I got you in a second, but for you wrong.
Go ahead, brother.
Well, you're wrong for it. The only reason I would say that you're wrong in this situation is because everywhere else it's happening, it was the policies of California that made ICE move the way that they moved. The sanctuary cities did not allowing them to go into the jail system where there were criminal illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, excuse me, not allowing them to go into that for them to move that the way they're moving. If you look in any other state, even in New York, the governor came out and was like, look, hey, now you can come in if they're not supposed to be here and they're in the jail system, get them out of here. Almost every state agreed with it. California was a state that didn't agree with it. It was the policies of California, the sanctuary city statuses. And how can you have the sanctuary city status when the federal law is that if you came across the border illegally, you're a criminal? And now you're saying, well, sanctuary city is literally saying we're harboring criminals. That's literally what it's saying. And for you not to say that, well, now we're not going to let you come in and identify who these people are. Well, okay, well, I'm gonna come in there. First off, this is a sanctuary city, so I don't know who's who. I'm gonna detain who I need to figure out what I need to figure out. This is the policy of California that's making these things happen. And Georgia is not happening that way. I know that for a fact.
That's not true, though. It's not true.
Hold on, Pearl. Dub, please be brief. Respond to what Pearl said to you. Then I have to play the video. Come on.
Well, just and my one quick response to Piero, and Piero, you my brother, I love you. All I'm saying is that for you to be up, and I understand what you're saying as far as freedom of speech, protest, and those type of things, but for you to be standing on the car that's burning in the middle of the city, waving a Mexican flag, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't think that you shouldn't be worried about leaving this country because you ain't want to be here anyway. From what I'm looking at, burning an American flag when you're in America, I don't think that shows the country respect and love. I don't think that's something you would do. So that's all I'm saying. Now, protest is fine. You can protest however you want to. All I'm saying is if that's what you choose to do, then I don't think you want to be here anyway.
But that's the thing, though, like burning the flag or waving the flag, the Mexican flag, at the end of the day, it's not about respecting the country. It's about your legally protected right to protest, obviously in a safe manner that you seem fit. Like literally, there's been litigation. It's already precedent that that we're given the right to burn the American flag in protest, in effigy.
Yeah,
that's literally people have died. So like people that want to do that have that right. Like that's literally one of the fundamental principles of this country. And at the end of the day, like literally,
nobody else. We gotta play the video. I'm sorry.
Let me finish my point, brother.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
And then like literally one out of like literally the thousands of dudes that are holding up Mexican flags, like the one guy that's like standing on top of a burning car, without even like providing context, like literally like it's kind of a stretch, but you know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just say briefly, I see both sides of that argument. I see where Dub is coming from. That stuff really perturbs me when I see a person on top of a car, a burning car, waving around a foreign flag. It really perturbs me. I get where Dub is coming from, but at the same time, like Pearl said, that is that activity is a First Amendment protected activity. You can burn the American flag. You can wave a foreign flag. Well, I just want to finish this point. You can burn an American flag. You can wave a foreign flag. That is First Amendment protected activity to express and protest. But let me play the video, and then we'll come back.
We're going to begin, though, with that escalating tension in Los Angeles after protesters against federal immigration raids clashed with law enforcement over the weekend, setting vehicles on fire. California National Guard troops were moved in at the order of President Trump. This is the first time since 1965 that a president has ordered troops in over the objections of the governor. He did it on his own authority. California Governor Newsom condemned the action as inflammatory, called on the administration to rescind it, said they were manufacturing a crisis.
And our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is standing by with the latest on the administration's response to the protests. But first, our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is on the scene in L.A. And Matt, you and your team, you were with the protesters all day yesterday. Good morning.
Yeah, we saw so much of that unfold, Michael, and this is what the civic area in downtown Los Angeles looks like. These are the skeletons of Waymo's self-driving electric.
I'm gonna stop it right here and show it, and just break that down. Well, give your thoughts on that very quickly, Dub, and I'm gonna keep playing the video, and I'm gonna
just show the video. Just show what you want to show. I just want you to, I'm trying my best.
No, most def. But let me just show what this reporter is talking about. He's standing in front of some burned electric vehicles that are completely burned out. They're burned all the way to the skeletons. Hold on.
This looks like these are the skeletons of Waymo's self-driving electric vehicles. You can see there's a series of about 5 of them here just beyond. That's what the rest of this downtown area in LA looks like. A maze of police checkpoints just over my right shoulder. That's the 101 freeway. It was blocked on both sides by hundreds of protesters. And those clashes just ending a short time ago, early this morning.
Yes, sir.
What's the point of burning the vehicles?
I think it's stupid.
I don't. I watched the whole and just the different things going on. Burning vehicles, burning buildings. First, that's the other thing. Then watching, and I know Piero. I want Piero's opinion on this as well. But seeing them launching bricks and things like that, police cars off of a bridge. You got police cars damn near broke down out there from being from whatever they can hit with. But what's the point of that piece of it? And what's the point of that piece? Why would you go burn your own neighborhood? I criticize me personally when I went back and did my research on the Rodney King situation, the protests. You had a lot of burnings in that situation. Black folks burning down their own neighborhoods. I criticized it. It's the dumbest thing you can do is burn down your own neighborhood. What's the point here? I don't understand it.
Can I respond real quick?
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, go ahead, but be brief. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. See, this is the problem. Like, this is the problem with the protesting. It's the same way as the agents that's going about doing the job that they got to do. You're going to have a few of them do it correctly. You're going to have some do them incorrectly. And that's the same thing with the protesters. So most of them that started that protest probably had a goal that they wanted to achieve. But then you have some other ones that joined in, and their goal is to just create chaos. And so that's what you have when you have people. It starts off correctly, and then it goes wrong. And that is the same on both sides of the field.
I was going to say,
chaos erupting in the streets of Los Angeles.
No. But be brief, Pearl. Go ahead.
I'll be quick because he was like, "What's the point of burning the cars?" Me personally, I don't know, but in these type of situations, always like bad apples, and I agree with you. Like the burning of our neighborhoods and stuff back in the Rodney King trial. I didn't agree with a lot of it either, but that was like a lot of pent up frustration of like years and years of police brutality that came to a head. Obviously doesn't excuse it, but literally, it's just like, bruh, it's like we had enough. And but also I would counter, like, what's the point of like having laws and having due process if you're not going to abide by them, especially the officers sworn to do that.
Absolutely. And I've heard cases about from these specific protests of people being picked up by ICE, and 24 hours later they're in Guadalajara, Mexico. So I don't think that those people, well, I don't know. We're going to be hearing about those cases more, same as we've been hearing about a lot of these other immigration cases and illegal deportations. But let's get into this situation and these protests.
Overnight chaos erupting in the streets of Los Angeles as protesters and police clashed. Tensions escalating Sunday as thousands of protesters took to the streets in response to President Donald Trump's extraordinary deployment of the California National Guard. Governor Gavin.
Don't play the video. Don't play the video.
Oh, most dev. I just wanted to show those scenes quickly.
Okay. I'm just trying to be in order. You know, they be on.
We are here to support local law enforcement.
Hold on one sec. Let me back up one sec.
In response to President Donald Trump's extraordinary deployment of the California National Guard, Governor Gavin Newsom saying it was assistance he didn't ask for.
We are here to support local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, LAPD, but they didn't need that support. He made this up. This is a manufactured crisis.
Multiple.
Now he says that I'm gonna put the video back on the screen. He says that, but that don't look like a manufactured crisis to me, respectfully.
He lying. The police chief came out and said we being overwhelmed.
That's not true. They took him out of context. Up.
What did he say, Imperial?
He just said that like literally he didn't agree. Like they know the protocols, and like if we needed that assistance, we would have went through proper protocols through the governor to get that assistance. We never asked for it. They just took him out of context, talking about like we were a bit overwhelmed, but he never said that like literally like we were overwhelmed and we went to this guy and he didn't want to do nothing about it. He's just like stand down. Nah, that never happened.
So if he says he's
be brief, Dub. Be brief, because we coming up on 10 o'clock. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can y'all hear the video?
Nah, brother.
No.
Oh, my bad. I got the thing on mute. My bad. I got the thing on mute.
Multiple vehicles set on fire.
No, hold on. I just want to show the cars burning. My bad.
Condemning ICE. Thrown from an overpass, damaging a highway patrol vehicle, which was then set on fire. Many hundreds descending on the 101 freeway, blocking traffic in both directions. CHP, California Highway Patrol, deployed smoke. They're moving in, trying to push these protesters out. You can see some projectiles detaining someone there. The LAPD mobilizing resources and LA's mayor pleading for calm.
Our city does not need to be torn apart.
Earlier Sunday, demonstrators swarming LA's federal building, hundreds of LAPD officers responding.
And just briefly, and I'm gonna continue to let it play. The voice you heard there, they played her voice briefly, but that's Karen Bass, who is extremely well, at least from what I've heard, is extremely unpopular in LA right now. But let's continue.
And in the ensuing clashes, the LAPD says multiple officers were injured when two people on motorcycles tried to crash through that police line. We were right there as it happened.
Just moments ago, there's some projectiles being thrown. Just moments ago, a motorcycle seemed to try to break through the police skirmish line. And now you can hear all those flashbangs going off. Police are trying to push those protesters back, firing those less than lethals at very close range. And you can see those projectiles being thrown over. Now that motorcycle is being hauled in here. Looks like he's being arrested.
Police deployed.
I'm not gonna put the video up, but that's one of the knuckleheads that me and Free are talking about. This dude, I mean, what's the point of that? Why would you drive your motorcycle into a line of police officers with billy clubs and riot shields? That's just stupid. And immediately they picked his dumb ass up and arrested him. And so now you're not gonna be able, if you get a felony charge, you can't vote. Like that's just stupid to me. But we can.
Flashbangs. The streets littered with debris and broken glass. At this point, more than 25 demonstrators arrested after failing to disperse.
The escalation began Friday when federal immigration authorities began a series of sweeps in greater Los Angeles, arresting more than 100 people. The demonstration is now entering day 4. Hundreds of National Guard troops were bypassing California's governor, ordering up to 2,000 guardsmen to deploy across Southern California. On Saturday in Paramount, just south of Los Angeles, thick black smoke filling the sky after cars were set on fire. The anger coming after reports of an immigration raid on the community, but Paramount Mayor Peggy Lemon saying there was not a raid, the agents were there staging. And in a rare scene Saturday afternoon, a Black Hawk helicopter landing in the parking lot of a Homeland Security office, agents unloading supplies for federal law enforcement. California Governor Gavin Newsom calling on the Trump administration to revoke the order to deploy the California National Guard, saying it only makes matters worse. A memo signed by all the Democratic governors says the activation of guardsmen in their own borders without consulting or working with the state's governor is ineffective and dangerous. But President Trump now saying even active duty Marines could be deployed as 500 remain on standby.
What is the bar for sending Marines to
the bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order.
Okay, you there? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Marky. All right,
Marky,
so
you there, Mark? Go ahead, Dub. You got it.
Going off of that clip that we just heard, thoughts. I want to hear everybody's thoughts before I say something. Let me get my brother Piro. We're going Piro, Pittsburgh, D Free, and then I'll bring it back. Hopefully, my brother Marky back in the building. I have Marky that never mind. I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead, Piro.
I mean, like I said before, man, some bad apples trying to make, for whatever the reason is, like the police chief was actually thinking he don't even know who these people are. But he was saying like the actual the worst of the brunt of the violence was happening at nighttime. Like he thinks it's like anarchists or whatever. That's what he said. That's what he quoted. Like I don't know who it is, but it's like like dumb motherfuckers that are like literally can't don't understand. Like a lot of people that I've talked to, don't understand what what protest is, what that good trouble is, it's just dumb dudes looking at a situation and and taking advantage of it, but at the end of the day, I've seen it myself, I've literally seen it with my eyes, it's mostly peaceful, also at least in my head, you also got to take into account that even during the protest, during the day, you have a lot of cops and mostly cops literally hitting these protesters without provocation, without nothing. Sometimes literally that could spill over as well. It's just people these dudes I'm literally exercising my constitutional right, and these guys are just whacking us that could literally spill over and cause this type of stuff too. Unfortunately, what's going down over here, bruh, it's it's unfortunate. Wow. These people that can't comport themselves correctly, but it's also literally it's crazy. It's literally they're picking up people, U.S. citizens, I was saying. Obviously they're targeting, you're saying, Home Depots. That's what got me, Dub. I don't know, if you've heard me talk about this stuff even before Trump was elected, I called this from a mile away. Trump said it before, he officially went into office. He said it was going to implement I think it was the Eisenhower immigration policies from the 50s and stuff like that. They've done this before. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's I didn't ever think I thought I'd see it in this lifetime. I thought people were I thought we already moved to a point where we remember the past so we don't repeat it. But then we got this idiot commander in chief. Just doing whatever, so it is what it is.
Real quick, Marky, you back?
Cold dummy. Go ahead and go ahead, Pittsburgh. Then I'm Go ahead, Pittsburgh T. Then I'm gonna come to well, do you want to respond up?
No. I want to ask Pittsburgh. I want to ask him a question real quick.
Oh, okay, but just quickly, we're gonna go to
Well,
Pittsburgh
no,
T,
he
then
was
D
he
Free.
was next.
Yeah, Pittsburgh T. Yeah, we're gonna go to Pittsburgh T, then D Free, then if you want to go Dub, we'll let you go. And salute to my brother Cash Crypto coming in the building.
We'll let Cash jump in there. That Cash my brother, man. Straight out of Alaska. Shout out to Cash.
Most def. But all of you guys, please respond to it, but try to be brief. I gotta leave at 10:30, and we still got one more topic and one more video to get to. So go ahead.
So we got 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got another maybe 35 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. Well, shit, never mind. I ain't gonna ask no. Go ahead, Pittsburgh. I'll just let you respond. I ain't gonna ask no question.
All right. As far as what's going on with Gavin Newsom and the law and order stuff, I don't understand the basis of being so upset about the National Guard when the whole premise is these people here are here illegally, and then we've let in all these folks. And I don't know what the right way to get these people out is, but I know that nobody that's an actual citizen has been deported. That hasn't happened. Are people being detained? Yes. Are they being kicked out of this country or actual citizens? No, that's not happening. So, like, we let in a lot of people under the last 4 years, under the last presidency. That can be proven with facts. So how you get all these people out, that's not going to be a comfortable process. So the idea that ICE is just going to walk around and people are just going to self-deport, that's not going to happen. And we have to address that is a sanctuary city, meaning that city itself has made itself to not arrest those people, not send those people back, not put them in immigration. So I don't know how you approach that city in a way that's going to be where people are going to cooperate, because they have made themselves aware to the point that they just feel like they can just go up under the city rights and they're absolved from it, which is insane. That's a whole nother issue. So that National Guard thing shouldn't be a thing because nobody's been attacked from the National Guard. The bigger issue in my mind is Donald Trump has been elected based off of this principle, based off of that he was going to deport people. So now that people are upset, this is what this man said he was going to do when he got in there, and he's doing it. He's getting people out. Now, you can not like the method that he's doing it, but that was one of the things that people wanted him to get in on. That was one of the primary things that you could say that he was running on. So now that people are out completely outraged, I just don't get the outrage. But if you want to protest, go ahead. Just don't be vandalizing cars. Don't be attacking police. Don't do none of that crazy stuff. And then to have like this thing where you think that you could do all of that stuff, and then the way that they characterize, I'll just close with this. The way that they've been characterizing this coverage is just completely madness. They're running around saying that from all the way to the beginning to up until now, they're saying that you're calling it protests, and they're just saying it's peaceful protests. That word protest should not be what that stuff is. Those are a couple blocks. It doesn't seem like that's the entirety of LA. That seems like it's a riot. Some people could say it's orchestrated or not. I don't know, but that's not a protest. That's not what a protest looks like. That's not what it symbolizes. And for you to be doing stuff in this country that we know for a fact you are not going to do it in your home country, you're not going to be allowed to do it. It's insane.
Yeah, go ahead, D Free. Then we're gonna go to Cash Crypto and I think BBO wants to get in. But go ahead.
No, you can move forward. I know you want to get to another topic. You can move forward.
Okay, Cash Crypto, you got anything on this topic we just had?
Shout out to Alaska, man. Shout out
I'll
to
say
Alaska.
something real quick. What you say?
I said shout out to Alaska, man. Shout out to Alaska.
Oh yeah. If you think that nobody that is a citizen of the United States have been deported, man, you need to find more than just whatever news source you've been looking at, because that's cap. Whenever we get to a point to where martial law is about to go down and it's being orchestrated, basically, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a good thing, y'all. You know what I mean? Because that can happen it can happen. That they're just letting you know that they can create whatever scenario they want, wherever they want, and create this martial law shit where it can happen to you too. You know what I mean? It can happen to any one of us. You know what I mean? Like, it's some silly shit. These people are showing up to people's graduation ceremonies and funerals and shit, nabbing people. You guys, like, this shit is ridiculous. There's a moral way, an ethical way, and a correct way to go about grabbing motherfuckers, man. And if you see they grab one gangster here, Yeah, they show you the highlights on whatever news you're showing, but they don't show you the however many people that been here forever and been paying taxes and doing the right thing. They'll show you all them motherfuckers that are wrapped up too. Like, come on, guys. Shit's kind of ridiculous. But this is what happens when you put all the power in one side of the government's hand. You don't ever want one side to have all three branches of government, because they could just run shit up your ass all day long and you can't say nothing. But I mean, the majority of the population, and if you one of them that voted for this goofy motherfucker, man, shit. Hey, this is what you get.
Sound like a personal attack. Sound like a personal attack.
I mean,
no. Salute to the brother Cash Crypto.
Yeah, man.
Salute to the brother Cash Crypto. He was real eloquent on a lot of those points. A lot of that stuff is out of order. But try to keep the language to a moderate level. My brother BBO let me know that YouTube might try and take the video down for language. But BBO, go ahead, be brief. I want to move on to Padilla's to what happened to California Senator Alex Padilla. You have any thoughts on this topic we just watched?
I just want to say, man, shout out to the greatest country that God ever created, the United States of America. Shout out to President Trump. And you know, the thing I will say is this: I'm supporting our president 100%. Get these guys out of here. Y'all hate it so bad here. Get the F out. Go back to Mexico and go let the cartels tell you how to live. You don't come here and burn property and have your stupid flag and try to tell us what you're going to do. This is America, man. We the greatest country in the world. And the last thing we need to be doing is, you know, continue this kind of behavior. I will say this, man. Gavin Newsom is a complete disgrace. I want to say that's why the Democratic Party is falling apart, because you have urchins like that in government. A man who had a deplorable record during COVID. California is suffering, man. California is losing money by the boatload. They have so many scams. You know, Karen Bass and LA has been a complete disaster. Seeing the people burn those cars, I just pray that, you know, the greatest military that God ever created comes and unalives those people, man, because you're not going to burn property. You're not going to destroy our place and think you can get away with it. It's not how that works. This isn't the Banana Republic, man. If y'all love Mexico so much, go to Mexico and never come back. We don't need y'all. We've been great before you. We'll be great after you. If you want to talk about, you know, Mexico, California used to be Mexico. That was hundreds of years ago at this point. At the end of the day, Mexico knows its place, and y'all not getting California back. So stop talking about it. We talking about something from hundreds of years ago. At the end of the day, man, what's going on is deplorable, man. I'm praying for those children. I'm praying for the people that got to watch this despicable stuff. I mean, I seen a video where these guys were taking gasoline and lighting on a perfectly good vehicle. They lit it on fire and got third-degree burns, and I thought they deserved it. And I just say this, man, no matter what you say, man, other than Israel, and let's just be honest here, every president has had a hard time with Israel, because at the end of the day, we have an undying loyalty to it, which I don't agree with, but it's been like that since 1947. And I just say this, man, if y'all love Mexico so much, go there and never come back. We don't need you.
I mean,
thank God,
respectfully, I'm
no.
Pearl. No. I gotta move on. But I'm gonna just say,
I was just making that statement, bro. Bunch of
no, most definitely. But I'm really strapped for time. I gotta move on. But I would just say the country you describing, that don't sound like America. That sounds like Russia or China or one of them places where they just snatch people up, and then when people try to resist, you gun them down and disappear them. But hey, we're gonna move on. Our third and final topic for tonight. This was a very disturbing sight to me. Senator Alex Padilla, who is a U.S. Senator for the state of California, he was at the federal building where ICE is conducting its business and basically using it as its headquarters for their raids. He was there for some different business to be briefed by, I think Northern Command is what is the exact name of the people who he was there to see. And Christy Noam just happened to be holding a press conference. Now, he was let into the press conference room, and then agents, DHS agents, put their hands on him, tackled him to the ground, and then handcuffed him. Like, I just think that stuff is wild. And but by the way, Padilla and all congressmen have a duty of oversight. So he had a right to be there. They did not have the right to put their hands on him like that. But we're gonna let the video go. Hold on, I'm gonna put it full screen for everybody to see, because this stuff is wild to me. And this is not an isolated incident. We saw it a couple weeks ago in New Jersey, where they lied and said that the mayor of New Jersey was trespassing at an ICE facility. They had to drop that case completely.
Marcus,
Yes.
if I could ask, when you play the video, play the sound first, then go to the point where he got hands put on him.
This is it.
Play that separately.
I think it starts out with him getting his hands put on him.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's go.
So I want to say thank you to every single person that has been able to do this.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
A rare sight, a U.S. lawmaker forcibly removed from a news conference and handcuffed. California Senator Alex.
I know. Marky, god damn.
What? Okay, go ahead, Dub.
Bro, we gotta chop these things up, man.
No, go ahead.
We gotta chop these things up.
Only 27 seconds had passed. We ain't even hit 30 yet.
Give it 3 more seconds, bro.
No, yeah, I just want y'all to see how they really put this man on the ground and put him in handcuffs. And this is what he's doing is constitutionally protected.
Padilla says he just wanted to get answers from the head of Homeland Security about enhanced immigration enforcement in his state, but we see he was taken down by 3 federal agents. He and the head of Homeland Security spoke about what happened shortly afterward. Nobody knew who he was. He didn't say who he was until he was already had been lunging forward and people were trying until he was.
So quickly, I'm gonna let y'all respond to what you just saw and what are your initial thoughts. But what she just said there is a lie. You can clearly hear him say, "My name is Senator Alex Padilla, and that I'm a United States Senator." But go ahead. What are your thoughts on what you just saw right there?
Man, I could go up there. If I would have charged a podium at the town hall around here, they're gonna put hands on me. But I'm trying to tell you, the man was out of order. There's a time to ask questions. That's the question and answer moment. But when she up there giving her opening statement, whatever, then you sit back, you listen, and then when it's time, you make yourself available and ready. But for you to try to do what you're doing, just think about it. If you were to go in there and do that, they're gonna put hands on you too. Anybody who go in and act the fool gonna get hands put on them. So all I'm trying to say, maybe you feel like because he was or he announced himself as this guy, that don't make it right. You still wait until she finishes whatever she's talking about, and it's question and answer. And I don't even know if this was a question and answer period. So if it ain't a question and answer period, that's even worse. So you just gonna rush the podium? What are we talking about? It's ridiculous. It's out of order. And once again, this is what we've been talking about, having order. There's a way to get and to be able to ask questions. There's a way. Everybody else was sitting in there very calmly waiting to ask their questions. The reason he got hands put on him because he burst in there acting the damn fool. And that's what's going to happen to anybody who bursts in there acting the damn fool. That's all I'm saying.
So quickly before I let anybody...
Hold on. If I ever get to a position where I got security and I'm saying something, I'm on stage, somebody run up in there, somebody should have put hands on Will Smith for Chris Rock. That's all I'm saying. If you acting a fool, put hands on him.
Well, quickly before I let anybody else go, that's not what happened, Dub. He was let into the room. He didn't bust into the room. And number 2, he didn't even start asking questions. They asked him to leave. He said no, Then they started shoving him out the door. That's when he got out of order and said, "My name is Senator Alex Padilla, and I have questions." So, so I just want to make sure we're accurate in what we're saying.
They just started shoving him out the room for no reason. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes, sir. No, that's exactly what happened, Dub.
We don't believe.
Well, Dub, you have a chance to go. Go ahead, Pearl. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, we saw it on television, Dub. It's exactly what happened.
No, we seen the clip of it. We didn't see the whole thing. We seen the clip of it.
Maybe you saw a clip. I saw the whole thing.
Okay, well, and on top of that, you have to remember, just because he's a senator, that doesn't give him access to all those committees and hearings and all of that stuff. It's a procedural way for them to do that stuff. Like and it's like anything. We can have town hall meetings, and you can't just bust up there and run up to the podium because you pay taxes in that town and they having a town hall meeting. They don't do that, and they have closed sessions where you're not allowed. So if you're not, it's not your time to speak. And if it's a closed session that you're not invited to, that doesn't give you all access to everything. So I don't get it. I think a lot of this stuff, people just try to play victim. And it's ironic because when we see black folks march, they always tell us we need to do things the right way and we doing it the wrong way and this and that. These people breaking every law, every policy, every letter of decorum that they have. And it's every excuse in the world. There's no accountability for these dudes. It's completely out of order. They all over the place doing any and everything they want with every excuse they want, and even the way they want ICE to approach them. They want them. They get talking about they coming to their school. Go to the jail and talk to them criminals and see how many people they locked up at the schoolhouse, at the courthouse, getting married. They having lotto tickets. See how they getting people arrested them. We don't have no problem with that, but they got to go arrest these illegal people a certain kind of way to make people appease people and make happy. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And see, y'all hold on, and y'all out of order because I'm watching the video right now, and what happened was she's sitting there giving her speech. He comes up there and he's standing to the left of the podium, you know what I'm saying, and her left, when she's looking back, you see one individual say, "Hold, you can't come up here," in the middle of her speech, and then he want to get up there and start talking. You out of order, man. If I go do that at the current town hall, city hall, excuse me, where I'm at, if I go do that right now, they're going to remove me. They're going to be like, "Wait a minute, it ain't your turn to talk." We have a time frame for you to get to the podium. You know what I'm saying? You sign a list. I done been to town hall meetings. You sign a list, and then they call on you. You come up to the podium, you get 2 minutes to talk. That's how it happens. And now you got this man in the middle of her speech, regardless of who he is, in the middle of her speech, walking up. One of her individuals is saying, "Oh, step back, brother." Then he want to get up there and start talking. While, mind you, he didn't walk past where the seating is. He didn't walk the fine. He said, "Show the video." You lucky. Hold on. Here we go. Right here. We got it right here. Since Troy and I'm sorry, we're gonna be in order. This is ridiculous. Look where this man is at right here.
I'm gonna play the video one more time.
No. Just show what I got up there right now, Marky.
You gotta show the entire context, Dub. You can't be lying, bro.
Hold on, I ain't lying. I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you where he at. I'm trying to show you.
Man, you.
I already seen the video like 10 times.
Everybody stop talking. Everybody stop talking.
My bad. Go ahead.
Dub. Yeah, no, Dub. What are you talking about? What? Show what?
Look in the background. You'll see it'll say, "I'm trying to present a video."
Hold on. Give me 1 sec. I apologize. I'm new to StreamYard, people. Okay, background. I apologize. Okay. Shoot. God damn it, Dub. You trying to share screen?
Yeah, share screen. Share screen.
Okay.
And I'm not even gonna play it. I just want to show it. Well, I can play it if we need to, but I just want to show you in position to what she has going on versus what he got going on. This isn't question and answer or anything. This man, she's in the middle of a speech and he's trying to walk up on her. This is what security is for.
Well, first, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find what you trying to put up.
Just look, man.
It's going to be
the same way you bring people on the show. It'll be in the same spot.
Okay. Okay. I see. Okay, I see. All right.
There we go. So now, just pay attention. She's talking. She's talking. Look, the man say, hold up. And then look what this man is. He out of order.
How's he out of order by doing his job, Dub? How's he out of order by doing his job?
Even if that is the case, he has a congressional responsibility to oversight over all federal agencies and facilities.
He can wait to do it when it's time for question and answer. It's not time for question and answer at this current moment in time. He is out of order.
But if she's talking out of the side of her neck, it's his responsibility and it's his mandate. And it's his mandate to like literally.
They got a procedure.
You
can't just bust up in there. Like you can't. When you pay taxes at town hall, you got every right not to. If you don't sign the list, they won't let you on there, bro. They got a procedure. You got to follow it. They throw you out of there.
But the list does not apply to senators or representatives. That's not how that works.
Why doesn't it? They can't just speak when they want to speak.
Congressional and constitutional responsibility to oversight.
Hold on, everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm out of order. I'm out of order.
But it is. Full stop. That's what it is. It ain't nothing different. It ain't.
They don't get to talk when they want to. They have a procedure, bro.
Oh yeah. So like literally, he tried to interject.
Hold on. Everybody stop talking. Everybody stop talking. We out of order. Hold on. Pearl, go ahead. Then we're gonna go to Pittsburgh T. And Free, if you have a comment, we'll let you go.
Like for me, it would be out of order because I'm a civilian. I have to wait my turn. Like literally, it's his mandate. Like the people that put it in.
Dub, you out of order. Let Pearl finish. Then we'll go to Pittsburgh T.
He's not a civilian, Dub. He's an active U.S. senator in his building, trying to interject in whatever colleagues is saying, and like he didn't even do it like rude or nothing. He was just like literally trying to interject. And like he didn't like make a scene or anything, and he identified himself clearly. Well, now they wanted to rush him out. Like Kristi Noem even said that she didn't even know who he was.
Okay, go ahead, Pittsburgh T. Respond to that. Then we're gonna get Free. Rodzilla is in the back. Then BVO. Then we gotta continue. Go ahead.
Okay, this is ridiculous. It doesn't matter his status. First of all, it's not his building. He works for the people. He's a constituent. He can say he's representing his constituents. He still has to follow rules and decorum. That's first and foremost. And if whatever he wanted to say, he needed to say it in the proper context. People have been thrown out. Senators. That's not like this thing that's never happened before. They know they have to follow the rules. Like so that just because he's a senator doesn't give him this absolute absorption to do whatever he wants. That's crazy. Now you could say that maybe they were a little bit too aggressive with throwing him out. That's fine. But they definitely had the reason to throw him out of the building because if you don't follow the rules, they do that in any sitting. You have to follow the policies that they set up and what they do. That's always been going on. It's not exclusive to this guy. He's so special that he just to get to say what he wants. That don't work like that.
I mean, it's cool. At the end of the day, y'all can believe what you want, but what's right is right.
No, Pearl.
That's just what it is. You know,
no,
like y'all can be delusional to yourselves. But get nothing
wrong. Hold on.
Stop.
Hold up, Dub.
Free, go ahead.
Now, what Pittsburgh T is saying is absolutely true. Homeland Security is a federal agency. When they conducting their meeting, they have federal jurisdiction over that platform wherever they conduct their meeting. Whether you're a senator, congressman, or whatever have you. That's their property at the time that they're conducting their meeting or whatever have you. He has to hold himself as a regular civilian. He has to hold himself in order. When you coming through and they telling him step back, they went to go grab him because he was stepping forward. They telling him step back. He said no, I am senator. It doesn't make a difference who you are. They have the authority at that time. That's their property. When they on doing their interviews, that's their property. They are federal agents. He works for the federal government. They have every right to arrest him if he's getting out of order. So no, they didn't do anything wrong. They conducted him as a regular civilian. You're out of order. We gave you an order. You didn't want to follow through. You wanted to be more aggressive. So this is what happens when you be more aggressive. You get arrested. So no, they didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit. You guys keep saying he's a civilian. He's not a civilian. He's a U.S. senator.
Stop.
Just responding, bro.
Stop.
You out of order, man.
No, stop, Dub. Now we're gonna go to Rodzilla. Go ahead, Rodzilla.
I'm out of order. I ain't lying.
Do we know and are we familiar with jurisdiction, bro? Because we gotta be. I agree with everything. Was that my bro D Freeman? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Salute,
yeah.
bro.
Absolutely, that was free. Absolutely.
And exactly what he
You know, he an
said,
agent of
bro.
the law. He an
When
agent of
when
the
the
law.
Dub, I don't want
feds
to stop.
come to town, they got jurisdiction, bro. It don't matter. You gotta. His ego tripped him out, and he thought he could push his way to the front of the podium, just like the January 6th riot, which is coincidental because I remember the same senator tweeting a lot about that. And while I didn't agree with that riot and them storming the Capitol, I didn't agree with bro storming the podium. It was kind of childish, if you ask me. He could have waited, stood there, and asked his questions and got him off like a legitimate person. And it would have looked a lot better because it would have been on camera had he just kept his cool, calm demeanor instead of them having to meet in the back room after all this had occurred, you know?
Okay, now we go to BVO. Please be brief. Or no, BVO left out. But just quickly, I'm gonna
Hold
read.
on, let me finish my last statement on this.
Go
And
ahead.
then
Go
I'll let
ahead.
you. My whole my thing is this. That man at that current moment in time, like Free said, like Rozilla said, like Pittsburgh T said, that man he is a common citizen. And the same way we have to abide by rules, he got to abide by them. You don't push your way to the front in the middle of a speech from the acting Homeland Security Director and not expect for hands to be put on you. You don't do that. If I were to do that in a city hall meeting, if I do that, I expect the sheriff's gonna put hands on you. Now, you out of order. And so, hey, they called him out of order, man. Y'all trying to protect the man. He was out of order. That's it.
No, he wasn't,
So
Dub. He
just
wasn't,
quickly,
Dub. He was not.
Pearl. So just quickly, Congress has broad oversight. And I'm reading this directly from the House.gov page. Congress has broad oversight authority over federal facilities. Congress has the right to access federal facilities, including those owned, controlled, or under contract with the federal government. He had every right to be there. Now, I will agree with you. If he was, excuse me. Let me finish my point because I got to go in a little bit dumb. Now, I will agree with you. I do think that some decorum needed to be had on his part. If she is in the middle of talking, then I do think that he should have been asked to leave. Now, I do not agree with grabbing up this man and then once you get him out of the room, you tackle him to the ground and put him in handcuffs. I don't agree with that whatsoever. And I think that most of that is just intimidation on their part. Because that's what they've been doing to a lot of Democratic politicians and congressmen and mayors. And they've been threatening to arrest people. It's all about intimidation, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to let the video play.
Hold on,
Please be...
Marky.
Marky.
Real quick,
Lock
Marky.
loose some ass
Hold
up. He
on,
needs
Marky.
to be arrested.
At a club, a drunk don't think that he should be hit. Once he said, "Okay, I give up. I'm done. I'm going home." He don't think he should go to jail either. But get what? He was out of order before he said he was going home.
A drunk does not have oversight over a club.
Man, listen. That man, his oversight don't.
He's a congressman. He's not, but he's a congressman. He's not. Okay, he's a senator. He's not Congress. You said Congress as a body.
When
That's one individual.
Congress, it's referring to the members.
No, it's not. That's the body. That's the body. So an individual, he's an individual senator. He can't show up like certain senators can't go to certain committees. They don't. Certain senators are not authorized to get on certain committees. They aren't. So as a body, they are. The whole Congress can, but they don't have access to everything as a senator. It does not give you right to everything. If it did, they wouldn't have different boards and bodies. That's just the way that's set up. So that's an incomplete statement.
Members of Congress have a right to access federal.
At this moment in time.
We're not going to get to the end of this video, so I'm not going to keep playing it. We just going to go. Go ahead.
You sure?
No, I don't think we're going to get, because, well, okay, I want to hear some of the responses from Mike Johnson and the other people, but let's finish.
And that's why I say he got a hard stop, so at least get those videos off.
Yeah, let's finish this, because I got to leave in the next 5-10 minutes. Go ahead.
Now play the
He
video.
knew who he was. He didn't say who he was that until he was already had been lunging forward and people were trying to detain him for quite a period of time. And that this, we're leaders, we're public servants. And if he had requested a meeting, I would have loved to have sat down and had a conversation.
Secretary Noem and the department we have been calling on and we have been sending letters to since the beginning of the year requesting more information as to what and why they are doing with little to no response.
Senator Padilla said he decided to walk a few doors down once he realized he and Secretary Noem were in the same building yesterday.
I have questions. Let me go over there, listen in on the press conference, and while I did that, escorted over there by a National Guardsman and an FBI agent.
There are reports the two spoke in a conversation that ended with a handshake after.
So just quickly, and I'll let Dub respond. Nobody else talked, but he said right there he was escorted over there by a federal agent and a National Guardsman. So again, he was let in there and he walked to the front I think in a very cordial manner. Now, I think he got out of order because they were telling him to leave and then they proceeded to put hands on him. Dub, you have a different perspective from me. Go ahead.
Even if he was walked over there and escorted to the room, there's still, especially in the middle of a speech, I know from like I said, I think even when we be up here, there'll be times you want to say what you want to say, and if somebody just pull up, you like, hold up, don't just pull everybody else up, make a joke. Let me get mine off. Same thing. And so all I'm saying is this is these people's jobs, and once you don't walk forward in the middle of her speech, not abiding by the rules that go on in that chamber that he's in, that he's been escorted to, bro, you out of order. And because you out of order, if I'm out of order, I expect the police to put hands on me. I done been around long enough that I've seen it happen a few times. So if he out of order, it is what it is. They're going to put hands on him. And now they have to throw him down in there like that. I don't know. But he shouldn't have been. When they told him hold up, he should have just said, my bad, let me take a step back. Y'all let me know when I can speak. Call her to the Senate. Call her to a Senate hearing. You know what I'm saying? Question her then. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, I think the brother was trying to make a spectacle of it, and he got what he deserved. Put hands on him. They'll put hands on me. They'll put hands on you, Marky. So
you're not a U.S. senator, Dub.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. This man.
What do you mean? Who cares? That's why you just talk, Dub.
Pearl, you out of order. I said don't talk. I said just me and Dub could talk. But I got.
Real quick, only thing, Marky. Even if you're a U.S. senator, in that situation, the U.S. Senate has rules and standards that they have to apply by. Right? You can't just be out of order up there asking questions, can you?
Yes, you can. Yes. That's his mandate.
Man, hold on. Wait a minute, man. You out of order.
I'm not out of order. You can't. Like literally, you're lying.
God.
How am I out of order?
That's
why I don't like talking politics online, because I don't know if you guys are in it for clicks, for shock value, just to say whatever comes out your mind. I don't know.
You out of order. You don't even care about the show, do you?
Well, no, I do care about the show, and I care about this subject. But like literally, that's why I go back. Like literally, I can't talk with people that are literally. I don't know what you're doing.
Both of y'all out of order. Stop.
A Marky show, right? And like,
stop. Pearl.
How am I out of order? How am I out of order, Dub?
Man,
because like literally, like
there are rules.
Okay. Both of y'all take a 5-second cool out, okay? All right, Dub, come back. Okay, Pearl. My time has elapsed. I gotta go. But all of y'all give your last statements on this situation and the overall video. Go ahead. Starting with Dub, then we go into
I'm last.
Then we go into.
I'm giving my word.
Yeah, starting with Dub, then we go into Pittsburgh T, then Pearl, then D Free. And then Rodzilla. Give your final statements.
I'll go first.
DubRightSide.
Now, my boy Dub say he want to go last.
Okay, Pittsburgh T. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, quickly, I'll say people stay informed.
Can anybody hear me?
Figure out what. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
Marky, hold on now. Y'all go ahead. Marky can't hear us. Y'all go ahead. I got
No,
it.
okay, I hear you now. Go ahead, my bad.
Okay, I'll just say quickly, people stay informed. There's a lot of information going on. People are stringing together clips off the internet that they're seeing without full context, and they're taking things and running with it. Don't be that person. Figure out what the full context of stuff is, and then speak on it in that way. Appreciate you guys' show. Everybody that came up. Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah, salute to you, my brother. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate that. Go ahead, Dub, if you want to go.
I'm last, Marky. I'm last.
My bad. Go ahead, Pearl.
I go ahead.
Go ahead, Free.
Yeah, the thing is, he got to, being though that he's a senator, he should know that he has to conduct himself in a certain manner. Being just because you're a senator doesn't give you the right to conduct yourself however you feel you need to. You got to conduct yourself in a manner where it's professional. You're always in a professional, especially at a meeting of that magnitude. And with the whole situation with him getting tackled, that is one of the tactics that they use when a person is being aggressive. They was trying to get him out of the room. He was being aggressive. He was pushing back or whatever have you. So they took him down. They placed him under arrest. I mean, they detained him. They didn't take him off the jail. They detained him and then they let him go. And like he said, there was a handshake afterwards. So that's part of their tactics. Whenever you dealing with an aggressive individual, that's what you have been taught. You've been taught to take them down and detain them so you can calm down the situation. Once you calm down the situation, if there's no charges that needs to be pressed forward, then you let them go. So that's not something that's unusual just because he's a senator. Everybody goes through that, regardless of who you are. If you're being aggressive, they're going to take you down and they're going to place handcuffs on you until they calm the situation down, and then they will let you go. So that's not nothing unusual.
Thank you so much, Free, and thank you for coming through, my brother. And my OG, Pearl, go ahead. Give your final thoughts.
And I love you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, Pearl.
Hey, no, this ain't personal, bro. Like, but at the end of the day, bro, it's just like, I mean, like like how long we know each other, Dub. We usually talk boxing. Like when it came to
we argue anything.
Well, I mean, not no more. Unfortunately, like before, like even like boxing, like what the worst thing we could say to each other? Fuck you, fuck your mother, like shit like that. Like it's like whatever. Like if we really hated each other, we just wouldn't talk to each other, right? We wouldn't fuck with each other. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is getting real, bruh. And like literally, like even though like I don't know how many people are watching, whatever, man. It's like literally, like I mean, people's word or at least people like when they say stuff, they actually like. It seemed to me. Like, and I'm not saying just you, Dub, but like sometimes you do it, Dub, like where you come from, like left field with some of this shit. But that's what like I tried to tell you one time, like really like with the politics, I'm cool. Like if you want to go ahead and debate with other people, I'm cool. But now it's like, it's really getting real. And not just for people here in California, but like literally for the entire country. Like literally, like it took this fucking clown, excuse my language, 1 month to destroy our entire democracy, the entire constitution, everything and it wasn't perfect. Like we all know this country ain't perfect at all, but like literally this guy and a bunch of people on the internet, I'm not just singling you out, Dub, but anybody that literally defends any of the heinous stuff that he's been doing the first term and the second term, you get what I'm saying, Dub? It's just like, I can't, bro. It's like, because this is just getting real now, bro. And at the end of the day, bro, when it gets real for any of y'all, I'll be right there next to y'all, bro, because we gonna need it. Trust me, man. I'm out. Thank you, Marky. I love you, Dub. I'll talk to you.
Love you too, bro.
Go ahead, Dub. And salute to Pearl. That was very eloquently stated.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Rod. Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, go ahead, Rodzilla.
Salute to y'all boys, man. I feel like the agents handled that the right way, man. The man had no business rushing the podium like that. Dub, I agree with you on a lot of things, man. And it's just like, just values, bro. I guess our values are just shaped the same, bro. I guess our logic is just in a similar sphere, bro, because I don't feel like a lot of the stuff you say is left field, bro. I feel like you thinking logically on a lot of this stuff. I understand the sentiment, bro, but as men, we can't think with our emotion. I understand, that's not fair. I know everything Trump doing is not fair to everybody, bro, but we got to think as far as ourselves as citizens in this country and our kids and our kids' kids. That's what we got to think about, bro. So what we really doing? Like, for real. I'm my damn self. I'm here in Texas, bro. My governor is sending money overseas, bro, millions of dollars, bro. Like, we trying to get this straight ourselves. Like, I love what you're doing, Doug. I love what you're doing, Marky. Keep doing it, bro, because it's just the discussion, bro, itself, bro. That's what needs to happen, bro.
Yeah.
Especially in our community, bro. Salute to y'all boys, man.
Thank you so much for that, Rod, and thank you for coming through. Go ahead,
Salute
Doug.
to
Give
you,
your
Be
final
Free.
words.
Man, I agree, man. I agree with Carol and I agree with Rod. You know what I'm saying? Free, I think I can agree with everybody up here to some degree. You know what I'm saying? The great thing is, Marky, I always tell you, and shout out to Marky Dan. Y'all don't know, y'all over at my show right now, man. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Marky, man, because he's gonna be doing this again tomorrow. Real quick, Marky, what time? Do you know what time you going live?
I'm gonna shoot for 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna shoot for that.
All right, hit me up if I get the opportunity. I'll try to join you. But the great thing is me and Marky, we don't agree. I don't think I agree with everybody on anything, but it's a conversation that needs to be had, and it's good to have it with other black men. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's very good to have it, and for it to be, and not just black, but minority individuals, white people. Shout out to I believe my brother. Sports talk, you know what I'm saying? He's from New Zealand, so I can only make that may be racist. Mark, is that racist?
What's racist?
Me making an assumption that because fight sports is from New Zealand, I consider him a Caucasian. Is that racist? Okay, we can't hear you, Marky. All I'm trying to say, be free, is that racist? Be free.
No, you talking to me, Dub, or you talking to Marky?
Either one of y'all, is that racist?
Can you hear me, Dub?
I can hear both of y'all now.
Yeah. Go ahead. Please be quick. My ride is here. He's calling my phone. That's why you couldn't hear me. Go ahead.
Okay, no. Hey, shout out to Marky, man. Great show. Y'all make sure y'all go something to Marky. And man, we'll do it again. Appreciate you, bro. Go catch your ride. Much love and respect. Thank you for allowing me to rock with you.
No, I want to thank everybody that came up, man. Y'all are my brothers, and we argue up here, but that's what brothers do. That's what Americans do. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can all agree that this is a great country and that Constitution is in place, not just for me, not just for Dub. It's for everybody that sets foot on this that sets foot on U.S. ground. You are protected, and you have certain rights that cannot be alienated by the government. And I just thank God that we're all here. We're all able to still disagree with one another without something popping off in our personal lives that might affect us. And I look forward to us coming up here next Friday, because this was a great show. We didn't get to we did get to the three topics I wanted to do. So I think we were, outside of the last one, we were out of order. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's what brothers are gonna do.
You did a great job hosting, Marky. One of the best hosts I've seen.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. But once again, smash the like button. Subscribe to my brother DubRightSide. Subscribe to Democracy 101. We on the road to 100. We less than 10 subs away from 100 from me reaching my milestone. Thank you, everybody that came through, man. Peace. We're going to see y'all next Friday or tomorrow, really.